folks, the Street Fighter 6 Beta 2 is going to start this weekend. I am lucky enough this time to have a code to play it, so I can't wait for that. But in the meantime, Capcom has been releasing some very exciting footage of Street Fighter 6 and some characters that up until now we hadn't really seen what they were going to look like in Street Fighter 6. So we've got Dee Jay returning, obviously, from Super Street Fighter 2. We've got this new villain, JP, who seems to have Bison's psycho power. We have Marisa, the gigantic Italian grappler. She seems pretty insane, but there's one character in particular right here that I feel like most of the FGC has been talking about. So this is Manon, the French grappler who has been added to Street Fighter 6, and people are very, very interested in this character. Let me tell you, I feel like I have seen more excitement, thirst, and just general anticipation to play Manon than probably any of the other new characters coming to Street Fighter 6 so far. So why is that? I thought I would talk a little bit about the gameplay we've been shown and explain why I think this character has so many people so excited. So we're going to take a look at her gameplay as well as the gameplay for the other three characters that were shown, and we'll talk about what I think makes it so cool. So we got this little bit of a gameplay preview here where it says, as a grappler, Manon's graceful movements allow some of her normals to draw in opponents, keeping them close for a victory worthy of standing ovations. So she has like this ballerina theme where she has a lot of like graceful dancing style movements. But this is what I think is worth looking at. Look at how when she does this move, it pulls the opponent in closer. Which obviously, if you're a grappler, your goal is to throw the opponent. So anything that leaves them close, standing on the ground, seems pretty powerful. So this appears to be a target combo, medium punch, light kick, something like that. But it appears to me to be a target combo. So she can do that. And it looks like that might be down fierce or standing fierce or like a back fierce command normal, something like that. But it's a two-hitter, where again it's going to pull the opponent in and presumably leave you plus on hit so that you can go into a combo. I believe this is a combo here, or it could be a reset, who's to say. Or, you know, on block you can put them into kind of a mix-up situation where they don't know, is it going to be strike, is it going to be throw, and etc. And here you can see her comboing off it into a full combo into one of her EX moves, which launches, and then a super. So that seems pretty cool right off the bat. Let's compare this to some of the other characters in fighting games who we've seen that have similar tools. So for me, the most obvious comparison that came to mind was probably Grappler in DNF Duel. So he has this move here, which is going to do basically what we saw with Manon. It is going to pull the opponent in so that you can combo them, or even on block, this is going to put the opponent kind of in mix-up mode where they don't know, okay, is he going to go for a command throw here, or is he just going to go for, you know, more pressure, make you block? So yeah, Grappler has usually been like a pretty subpar character in DNF Duel, but I think most of that comes down to the fact that it's just so hard for him to get in. I'm going to talk a little bit in this video about sort of the dichotomy of grapplers in a lot of fighting games. We have what some people call slow grapplers and fast grapplers. And Grappler in DNF Duel to me is very much a slow grappler. He struggles to get in a lot of matchups, but he's the type of character where he can win off of getting in one time. So slow grapplers tend to really have a hard time getting advantage started, but once they do, they can be really, really hard to stop. Another example of the whole slow versus fast grappler thing could be in Third Strike. We've got Hugo. This man is very, very slow. He can really struggle to get in, but he has a massively damaging command throw. Versus, of course, Makoto, who has like a nearly full screen dash and a command grab. You know, maybe this isn't the best comparison because Makoto is pretty overpowered and Hugo's nothing special, but you guys get what I mean. This to me is another example of this sort of dichotomy. But the most obvious comparison to me for characters that play similar to what I expect Manon to play like is Abel from Street Fighter 4. So Abel, you know, also a fast grappler. He has lots of ways of getting around zoning. And I mean, look at his dash. This guy is zooming. But Abel has one move in particular that reminds me quite a bit of that sort of vacuum normal situation that we saw from Manon, and that is his forward plus medium kick step kick, which he has the special ability that he can cancel this into a dash. So they're kind of opposites. You know, Manon, her attacks pull you closer, whereas this, it lets him move closer into you. But regardless, I think they're going to fulfill a similar purpose. But this move is really like Abel's bread and butter tool. It was like his defining characteristic in this game, I felt, because it's so powerful. You can combo off it on hit, so he has that ability. And on block, I believe this is +1. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this is +1, which means he's going to be in a decently advantageous position to challenge after and potentially go for a throw. So this is such a crazy tool. If you ever played this character, you really know how strong this ability is to throw out a move in neutral when you're playing footsies and just instantly, you know, on hit or on block, you know, you get in off this move and the opponent is in a threatening situation. It's super scary for a grappler to have something like this where it's just like, okay, guess what? We're standing still at neutral. I'm in now. So, yeah, really, really exciting stuff. Something I think I'm kind of noticing is that we're getting kind of the Ghostbusters gender swap existing characters, right? So I feel like Abel, he's a French grappler, you know, with a lot of like get in tools and ways to stay close, very similar to Manon. And then obviously we know that there might be like a T-Hawk replacement character coming as well. So I like this idea that we might not be seeing all these characters return, but their spirits are kind of getting carried on in a new way with the new characters. So I really like that. So in general, Manon probably the character I'm most hyped to play, just because I want to see, is she going to be as cracked with these get in and apply pressure tools as Abel is? I'm very curious. Plus, it seems like Manon has a DP. Like right here, we see in this combo, perhaps a DP style move, and the EX version remains to be seen if that's going to be invincible. But something I've noticed is every character in the game so far does have a special move that's invincible to air attacks. So like a built-in like anti-air move. Even Chun-Li, who historically has not really had moves like this very often in the past, she has it now with her down kick. So it seems like they're giving every character an air invincible move. So I'm guessing that the non-EX version of this is going to work for that as well. So that's very exciting. If I'm right about that, having a grappler with these normals that can pull you in, mixed with the command throws, mixed with the combos, mixed with anti-air capabilities, very exciting stuff. But of course, that's not the only character they've shown us. Here we have Dee Jay. They showed off Dee Jay's new special move, Just Cool. Is a sway that can be followed up with a multitude of options depending on the rhythm you're feeling. So we see here, I think there's 4 different options they've displayed so far. You can see the move itself is just this sort of backstep with like an after image style effect. And then depending on the button you press, that looks like a low follow-up. That definitely looks like an overhead follow-up. And then that's probably a mid follow-up, so not, you know, forcing a specific block direction, but it does give you a launcher, so you can probably combo off that. And then you can also follow it up with a dash. So that's very interesting, huh? You can kind of shimmy and sway on them a little bit, that dash follow-up. I wonder if there will be any moves that let you follow up the dash as well. But you can see, you know, you can probably use this for some footsies, for some baits. We'll have to see. And then this is actually low-key one of the more interesting parts of this little preview here is that he clearly walks forward, right? I feel like this is pretty unambiguous. He walks forward, and then he does down medium punch into EX machine gun upper. And in all the previous games, this has been a charge move. Charge down, and then up plus punch. So this might not be a charge move any longer because walking forward should get rid of the charge. Or maybe he got away with it because he's on modern controls? I don't know, but I thought that modern controls didn't let you do this. I thought you had to hold down for a second and then press, you know, the button. So I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what to think about this. I have to imagine his fireball will still be a charge move. I think that would be too big of a change. Although I would kind of understand if they want to separate Dee Jay and Guile a little bit. They keep Guile a charge character, make Dee Jay a motion character. I could maybe understand them doing that. But my guess is that Fireball will still be charge, Sobot Kick will still be charge. It's just Machine Gun Upper is going to be a DP motion or something now. That's my guess. But again, this is just speculation. We'll have to wait and see. And then we get to see, I'm guessing his level 1 super. Just a simple combo ender there. And there's one other thing they showed in that first trailer. Oh yeah, one thing is his level 3 super presumably is his Ultra 2 from Street Fighter 4, in case you were curious about that. Pretty similar animation there, but the main thing... So here in the other trailer, we saw something else very interesting for Dee Jay, which is this music note system. As he's doing this crazy combo, he's getting these music notes above his head. So what do we think this means? My two leading theories are... This could just be an install. He could have a level 2 super. We know everyone has a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. We've already seen his level 1 and his level 3, so perhaps this is his level 2. It gives him some kind of custom combo route that makes these music notes pop up. That's one potential idea. Or it could be some kind of currency or resource that he gets, like he acquires music notes as he plays, and he can spend them to expand his combos. It's probably something like that, but it is very interesting. I'm really excited, and I know I've harped on this like a million times, but to me, it is so cool that these returning characters, we've seen it with Ryu, with Chun-Li, Ken, like all these returning characters seem to have a lot of new things to them. It's not just like, here's the same character again. They're giving almost all of them several new special moves and new ways to sort of express yourself with the characters. So I am very excited that so far we have like 2 new concepts for Dee Jay, so that's cool. But next up, let's talk about the other characters that have been shown as well. Marisa. So Marisa is an imposing force who has no trouble approaching opponents. She can even break through a drive impact with one hit from some of her charged special moves. So this is also very interesting. I think it remains to be seen. Is Marisa a grappler? I'm not so sure. I think she might be just like a bruiser, like an E Honda type. She might incidentally have a command throw, but I get the impression that she's more of like a beefy super armor type character than like a straight up grappler like Zangief. But regardless, we can see here, she can break. First of all, she has armor. So while she's charging up this move, she has a hit of armor, and she can combo off it, apparently. And then she can break armor as well. So this is kind of a strong mechanic. Is she the only character that can do this? With one hit. Obviously, anyone can break armor if they do enough hits, but with one hit, breaking armor seems like a pretty good thing for a single character to have that other characters can't access. So once again, to make the Street Fighter 4 comparison here, Street Fighter 4 had these moves called focus attacks, which you could charge them up, and then if they hit, they crumpled the opponent and you would get a combo, which is very similar to how drive impact works in SF6. It's pretty similar, except focus attacks were free. Drive impacts cost meters, so it makes sense that drive impacts are a little bit stronger, but every character has a move that is guaranteed to break armor in Street Fighter 4. So for Sagat, it is his Tiger Knee. You can see there's that like glass breaking effect, which signifies, okay, this is a focus breaker. And every character has one. Some are better than others, but every character has one. So the idea that this is an exclusive mechanic. I mean, yes, you do have to charge the special moves, so it's kind of slow, but drive impact seems really, really strong from everyone who's played the beta, and from me playing it at Evo and stuff. Drive impact seems like a very powerful mechanic because of that armor, largely. So the ability to break that armor, Marisa fans should be very excited by that, in my opinion. And then the final thing we see here is just going to be her level 1 or 2 super. It doesn't look like a level 3, not quite cinematic enough. But yeah, that's about it for Marisa. It seems like big body fans might have a new character to try out. If you like armor, if you like breaking armor, could be a cool pick. And then we have JP, who is presumed to be the villain of Street Fighter 6, replacing M. Bison, who we already know won't be returning in SF6, at least in a playable fashion. Poised and powerful, JP can control the entire screen with ease, especially with Departure, a special move that places voids of power in the air. He can then activate the thorns inside or teleport at their location. So let's take a look here. I did not expect JP to be a projectile character, but that seems like that might be exactly what he is. You can see he puts out this void, this sort of crack in the space-time continuum, and then you get zapped by it. So that's pretty cool. And something I haven't quite figured out. So here he clearly like snaps to activate the icicle, but here he snaps and then it kind of looks like the icicle goes off on its own. So I'm not sure, was this move that he did here, does that have like a built-in thing? Because you can see he does kind of snap his finger over here when he does it. So is that like EX snap has a hitbox attached so you can combo off it? I'm a little unclear about that. Or does the icicle go off on its own? I don't know, because then we see a little bit later, it seems like there are maybe some trickier setups you can do with it. You can teleport to the rift and pop out, get a combo off it. And then here we see probably is level 1 again. These level 1s are looking kind of hype, man. A full screen projectile seems cool. You would think that that's gonna like go through Hadokens and stuff, so that seems pretty strong. But in terms of what this character reminds me of, in terms of like setting out the projectiles and then like utilizing them. So obviously there's a lot of characters who can do this type of thing. There are a lot of like tricky projectile characters like this, but the one that came to mind for me was Testament in Guilty Gear Strive. So Testament, you can see I can throw out a projectile that leaves behind those little succubus fairies, and then I can follow that up by throwing a bird that is going to follow to wherever the succubus is. That is where my projectile is going to go hit them. Or I can throw this out and then teleport to it. And you can obviously use this for tricky stuff, you know, going for cross-ups and tricky high-low, and they don't know, should I avoid the succubus thing because I'm scared there's going to be a projectile there, or should I try to go, you know, hit preemptively where I think the opponent's going to go? So there's a lot of potential for this kind of thing. I was pretty surprised to see a character like this in Street Fighter. I feel like JP feels very anime. He reminds me of characters like Hilda from Under Night, maybe like New 13 from BlazBlue. So very excited to see this type of character. Maybe like Carmine from Under Night a little bit as well, with the whole like giant projectile thing. I don't know. So yeah, very, very curious to check him out as the new villain in Street Fighter 6. But I'm curious, out of these 4 new characters that they've shown, which one are you the most excited to try? Are you a Manon fan? Like all the people I see on Twitter who are hopelessly down bad. I'm definitely hyped to try Manon, but honestly, all of them, even Dee Jay being the only returning character, I'm really hyped to try just because he seems to have so much new stuff. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, guys. I'm super curious, and stay tuned because I'm gonna have lots of SF6 beta footage coming over the weekend. Unfortunately, these characters are not going to be in the beta, but I'll have plenty of fun with what they have for us with the existing roster. So yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my SF6 stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.